Good morning, 6th grade. Here is your math lesson for Monday, May 18th, 2020. Eureka Math, 6th grade, Module 4, Lesson 30. Table of Contents. Number 1, we're going to have our math quote. Number 2, what is this topic about? Number 3, our objectives. Number 4, review. Number 5, our concept development or new learning. And number 6, our assignment. Today's quote, it's not about perfect, it's about effort. One more time, it's not about perfect, it's about effort. What is this topic about? In today's lesson, you will be given different angles and their measurements. You will use what you know about angles to write and solve equations that represent that unknown angle. Objectives. I will calculate missing angle measurements by writing and solving equations. Remember last week when we tackled b plus 9 equals 15? And we had an unknown variable, so we drew a tape diagram that represented that unknown variable, and we added that to the known value of 9. And then we also knew that the entire figure was 15, so we had a value of 9, and we had an unknown value. And together, they make 15. So we can solve. We use the inverse, so we subtract 9 on both sides. That leaves b by itself, and it equals 6. b equals 6. Similarly, in today's lesson, you're going to use what you know about angles to solve for the unknown measurement of those angles. Let's begin. Concept development. Angle ABC measures 90 degrees. This little box means 90 degrees. The angle has been separated into two angles. If one angle measures 57 degrees, what is the measure of the other angle? I've chosen x to represent the unknown variable because it is the most common variable. Let's write an equation. Since we know that the entire angle, or the entire right angle, is 90 degrees, we have the total. And that equals 57 plus the unknown value of x. Look familiar? Now we solve. We use the inverse and we subtract 57. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So that cancels out my 57s and leaves my x by itself. Bring down my equal sign, and 90 minus 57 degrees is 33 degrees. So the unknown value of x is 33 degrees. Pretty easy, huh? Let's continue. A beam of light is reflected off of a mirror. Above is a diagram of the reflected beam. We're going to determine the missing angle measure. Now we are given two measurements. We know on either side of that light it's 55 degrees. Right here and right here. We want to know the value or the angle between those two, which is x. The mirror creates a straight angle. What do we know about a straight angle? Correct, we know that the value of a straight angle is 180 degrees. So now we also have a total. So let's write an equation. 180 degrees equals 55 plus x plus 55. Now we solve. First, I have to combine my like terms. So I'm going to rewrite my equation combining those like terms. 180 degrees equals x degrees plus 110 degrees. Notice how I switched my numbers, and I can do that because of the commutative property of addition. Now I use the inverse and I subtract 110 degrees from each side, leaving x by itself. So I bring my x down, I bring my equal sign down, and 180 degrees minus 110 degrees is 70 degrees. X equals 70 degrees. Angle ABC measures 90 degrees. So we're back with the 90 degrees. It has been split into two angles. Now we have ABD and angle DBC. The measure of the two angles is in a ratio of 4:1. What is the measure of each angle? So notice how we don't have the value of either angle in this problem. But we do have a ratio. We have angle ABD to angle DBC. And we know that the original ratio, or our OGR, is 4:1. So I'm going to go way back and draw a tape diagram. Angle ABD has 4 units, while angle DBC has 1 unit. Now the units are equal to each other, so I can add them together. And the total value of angle ABC is 5 units. I also know that those 5 units all together equal 90 degrees. So I'm going to divide. 90 degrees divided by the 5 units equals 18. Now I have to go back to my original ratio, and I'm going to multiply by 18. So I multiply 4 times 18, and what I do to one side, I do to the other. 4 times 18 is 72 to 18. So now I have an equivalent ratio. Let's go back to our angle ABC. Angle DBC is 1x, or 1 unit. Remember, 1 unit, we're going to make it equivalent to x degrees. If my ratio is 4:1, that means that angle ABC is worth 4x degrees. Do you see that ratio, 4:1? Great. We also know the values. So 1x is the same thing as 18 degrees, and 4x is the same thing as 72 degrees. If I add 72 degrees and 18 degrees, I would get 90 degrees. Your turn. Go to Edge Elastic and complete the exercises for today's lesson. Good luck!